In our last item, we've seen that there are a great deal of global trends in motion. But what do they mean for universities specifically? First of all, I'm going to ask what people actually expect of higher education.
My expectation? Wow. That's a deep question.
The university supports me in my research.
More fun.
Find a nice place to work.
To find a job.
Hopefully for a job, but...
High education level.
How to plan your career.
Good education comes with good facilities.
Good foundation for my teaching.
Good working environment.
Good nice place to do science.
Freedom. And a kind of freedom.
Have a nice study environment.
It shouldn't change too much, too quickly, I think.
When I listen to all these voices, it's clear that universities have a difficult task. They have to take into account all of these expectations about teaching, research, and knowledge transfer. This can be confusing and sometimes even contradictory. We call this struggle the mission stretch. Higher education cannot only focus on its traditional missions anymore. It has to consider the societal needs expressed by very different stakeholder groups, such as students and their unions, teachers, research centers, firms, governments, and all kinds of advisory bodies.
The main challenges to higher education is to deliver on the expectations of society at large. And these expectations are very high indeed, because higher education represents both a successful historical tradition as an outstanding promise towards the future. And it's more and more closely linked to the economic prosperity of a nation.
Up till the 80s, I think education was the main target of universities. Research, to a certain extent, was somebody a university professor did in his spare time. And from the 80s on, we started putting research in the first place. And what type of research do we want? If we all want professors who spend a lot of time doing research, which will lead to articles in international journals, you get a different sort of research from the sort of research, for example, a lot of companies want. But you shouldn't keep on saying that everybody should be a perfect researcher, a very good teacher, and at the same time somebody who's very successful in drawing up patents, for example. Then you're asking too much.
Thus, higher education is challenged in many ways. And more than that, higher education is expected to produce value. Here at CHEPS, the researchers...
Coffee?
Ah, thanks. Here at CHEPS, the researchers feel that the main challenge for higher education is to create public value. To make the right decisions and to create public value, managers have to consider and strategically align various elements and interests, just like in a game of chess. This is a strategic triangle which brings together three crucial issues for higher education policy. First of all, managers need to know about the authorizing environments. Which stakeholders are involved and what are their expectations about the issue? Secondly, operational capabilities. What policies and instruments are needed to achieve the set objectives? And finally, managers need to know the public value outcomes of their decisions, evaluating the implications and effects of implemented policies and instruments. Creating public value is beyond producing outcomes in the most effective way. Essentially, it is created in two ways. Identifying and solving current and future societal problems in a sustainable manner, and considering needs and requests of relevant stakeholders in an adequate way. That narrator guy makes it sound very easy. Thanks, but creating public value in a situation of mission stretch is a daunting task. Luckily, a lot of research is being conducted by centers like CHEPS, who support higher education with their knowledge and skills. These people here are extremely talented in their fields of expertise.
Show them, team!
Marvelous. Having experienced firsthand the difficult tasks set for universities in the near future, I cannot help but wonder, how far can you stretch a mission before it breaks?